Oh, I think I'm live. There I go. I'm live, and it's Jennifer Quick from Soul Clarity here live at 5 with Soul Chat. So, hello, everybody. I'm hoping a few people can pop on and see this, and those who can't come on live, you get to enjoy this for replay. I think it lasts on Instagram for 24 hours, and then it'll be on my other platforms. So, today I wanted to chat. There's a lot of stuff going on. So, as I've mentioned before, November all fall has been a huge season for relationships, right? There's been a lot of relationship issues going on. And last day of November, going out with another bang, relationship issues. Um, so I'm going to talk again about them, and then I'm going to pull some cards later too, as well. So one of the things I want to talk about today is actually it's relationships, but it's actually timelines as well. So what has been happening is, so as we know, the Great Awakening, right? We have had so much chaos and everything coming up, and there has been, if you look out into the world, you can pretty much find anything to any kind of piece of science, political drama, social drama, whatever cause you want, anything to back up whatever opinion you want to have. There's going to be somebody out there that's got some sort of story to back up whatever opinion it is that you want to believe in and you want to have out. So, what this is actually telling us is there's nothing really to rely on, but there's also nothing really that is concrete, nothing really that is just, you know, a structured line. It's like all the barriers have been broken down. So that leaves us thinking, I just saw it, that just leaves us thinking, what for ourselves, what do we want to believe? And that's what we are being asked to do as we move forward here into December to the end of 2022 and in preparation for moving into 2023. So back to timelines. So I'm just going to give you a little backstory for myself. I've had a very interesting month. I've had a lot of shifting going on. So I've had a lot of upheaval in some relationships. I've had things end. And with every ending, there's been an amazing wealth of new energy coming into my life. So through September and October and the first half of November, I felt a lot of congestion and I felt a lot of push. I felt a lot of need for change. I felt like I was just basically, and those of us who've been through healing quite a bit may recognize this. I felt like I was up against a ceiling and I was pushing against it and nothing was budging. Well, then all of a sudden, boom, everything has budged. And I've had this wonderful, amazing couple of weeks where I've had new people coming into my life. I've had people from my past come into my life that I haven't seen in a long time, people that really resonated with me and who I wish I had kept in my life a lot longer. That I hadn't lost contact with them or I hadn't moved or whatever gone on. These people are coming back to my life and it's like, soul connections are coming back together. I've also had a few new people become more predominant in my life. And again, these people have been feeling like soul people. And others in my life have kind of been drifting away and they're not really resonating with me anymore. And I bless them, they're on their own path. This is my path. And what has come to me and what's being revealed to me is we are choosing what timeline we're going to move into as we move forward. So, what do I mean by timelines? So, up until now, some of us understand that there's different timelines. So, every choice that we make in life produces a timeline, and we have different events that are set on a timeline as we go through life. And as we hit those choice points, part of us in one timeline will make one decision and go down that path, and in another timeline, we'll make a different decision, go down that path. Well, they've kind of all been blurring and overlapping for the last couple of years, really. And now they're starting to formulate and go, what timeline are we going to be on? So right now there's a lot of predictions as to what 2023 is going to see, and what the as you listen to those predictions, keep in mind what timeline you want to be on. Okay, let go of what's not working for you and just move into what really resonates with you, because like I said, there's proof to prove that you're right. So choose what you want to see. So now and it's interesting, as this timeline has become more clear for me where I'm going and things are unraveling, I am noticing that my social media feeds, my news feeds, my inboxes, as well as socially who I'm meeting, they are all really shifted and have a whole different energy to them. And I am actually quite relieved because they're quite a positive energy that has moved into my life. So that's for me very good. And I think it's time for you to look at what needs to leave your life and let it go. Bless it on its way. There's no need to be upset with other people. There's no need to be resentful. There's no need to be self-punishing for yourself for things that you did or did not do. There's no reason for any of that. There's no drama needed. Just decide what it is that you want. Make peace with what you don't want, and just let it go and bless it on its way. Okay. And start really paying attention to what you resonate moving forward. As you move in through the December season, when we have a lot of get togethers and events going on, ask yourself, are you going to an event because it's something that resonates with you and you want to be there? Or is it something that you feel obligated or, a should do? Don't do them. If you should feel like, if you or tell yourself, well, I should go. I don't really feel like it, but I should. It'd be good for me. They'll be upset with me if I don't go. Don't go. If you're doing it for anybody else other than the fact that, you know what, I really want to go. I want to go and I want to see those people. I want to participate in that event. I love that event and how this happened makes me feel. If that's the energy you want to go on. So as you go through your plans and you're looking at what you're going to go to and what you're not going to go to, really ask yourself what it was resonating with me, because that's the energy you're going to bring into moving into 2023. Now, also, of course, this is the time of year all the predictions come out. With all these predictions that are coming out, these are all the different timelines of possibility. And sure, on one possible timeline, there could be a flat out World War III nuclear meltdown. But on another timeline, we could be aliens could be landing and having contact with humans on a very public basis. We could have political uprising where our politics falls apart and we get new leadership brought in. And there could be all sorts of things that happen. These are all different timelines. Okay. So when we choose what timeline we want, those other events either don't happen and don't come into our radar at all, or they are something that it's almost like we're looking on the other side of the fence at an event that's happening somewhere else in the world and we don't really relate to it. We feel it. Whenever you feel that people are going through suffering, it's a terrible feeling. But really, it's not affecting us because we're on a different timeline. All right. So when you're listening to the predictions that come out, ask yourself, what timeline am I on? Is that my reality or have I got a different reality? And really move into vibrating with the reality that you want for 2023. All right. I'm just going to pull a couple cards here. So this is actually, I've actually moved away. I haven't done Oracle for quite some time. I've been playing around. I have a new tarot deck I've been feeling interesting playing around with. But recently, someone came to me and was asking me some advice, and I was drawn towards picking up this deck again. And this is actually one of my favoriteest decks. It's Adoring Virtue. It's an old one. It's called Angel Therapy. And it's one of the first Oracle decks that I really started working with. And one of the reasons why it's my absolute favorite is because it tells us actions. I feel like it's not ambiguous. It's very grounded and it actually tells me practical things of what to do. So I thought I would pull a few cards today. And usually when I work with oracles, sometimes I will pull just one card for a daily, hey, what's the theme of the day? What do I need to know right now? That kind of thing. Other times, the other one I like to do a lot of is I pull a 3-card spread. And when I do 3-card spread, it's sort of like, this is the circumstances or what you need to do right now, where you find yourself. And then it's like, what action should you take? And then it's, where is that going to lead us? Right. And they kind of tie together to give you a little bit broader picture That's the general intention with them. So today, I just pulled to see what messages is going to vibrate with whoever watches this video. And at whatever time you're watching this video and you're listening to this, that message, it's for you. So don't stop and write it off and go, oh, that's for somebody else. I wasn't watching it. I wasn't on live. So how could it be my energy? You are drawn to the videos that tell you the information that you need. Okay. So if you are watching this, this message is for you. Okay. So the first card I pulled is this one, and it says, sure, here, there we go. Shield yourself. Now, shield yourself, and it's got beautiful archangel on there with his shield and his sword, or actually his spear is what he's got, and the stars above him and everything. So, very beautiful cards as well. So, what does shield yourself mean? This isn't mean put up walls, all right? But it does mean protecting your energy. And that is going back to what I was saying about don't do things out of obligation. Don't do things unless it resonates with you. That's all part of shielding yourself. When you're in an uncomfortable situation or you're getting the funny vibes or it's just not aligning, step back. Remove yourself from the situation. Step back. Don't be engaging in energies that aren't matching with you. That's part of shielding yourself. Respecting your boundaries of what you need in order for you to keep your own physical and mental health as well as emotional health. Okay, so respecting your boundaries. This is not, again, this is not a wall saying to the world, stay out, I got to shield myself from the wall. No, we're not shielding ourselves from the whole world. No. Or you got that negative energy, I'm going to shield myself. Oh no, there's bad energies coming at me. No, none of that. Okay. Don't get into a drama fit over this. But what this is honoring what you need, drawing your boundaries, and you have all the power to you to stand and say, you know what? I need this. I can't do that right now. Okay. I need to do this for myself in order to keep my own physical health, right? Whether that be how you're eating. We all have a lot of special diets and we're all very, very sensitive to our physical bodies and what the needs are right now. So it could be very much a dietary need. No, I'm sorry, I'm wheat-free, gluten-free, I'm keto, I'm vegetarian, I'm plant, I'm carnivore, I'm paleo, like, who knows, right? Anyhow, respect that about yourself, okay? Sometimes, you know what, I'm tired, I'm overdone, I'm over busy, I'm emotionally just not strong enough right now, or my mental, emotionally, it breaks my heart. I can't do that. I can't be that involved with something because it breaks my heart to be there. That's an honest thing. Okay. We can't be everything to everybody always. Maybe you're fighting a bug or something and you just feel down, and respect that about yourself and say, no, I can't do that. That is shielding yourself from other people's energies. It's standing and respecting what your boundaries you need to keep yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally healthy. Okay. Your mental and emotional health are very, very important. So don't underestimate them. And your needs are just as valid and just as important as somebody else's. All right. So that's what this card is saying, is shield yourself, stand in your own need, like respect what you need. And just, you don't have to be rude or anything about it. You can just simply say, I'm sorry, I'm just not up to that. I'm not capable of extending myself that way right now. I can't handle being in that situation. Right. I have a lot of problems being around crowds. Okay, that's always been my thing. I have a really hard time with crowds, and what some people don't know about me is that I actually I get claustrophobic in crowds, and so and I actually had an incident one time where security actually had to help me out because I was at a mall at Christmas time, and I really seriously lost it because I went into a claustrophobic fit. And I went into a panic. So, and most people don't know that about me. So when they invite me out to something and I'm like, I can't do that, right? Or sometimes they will see me at an event and they'll be like, well, I thought you couldn't do public events. And it's like, oh, but maybe I pulled some strings. I've made arrangements for myself. And that's something else I often do is when there is a public event, I'd rather be involved with the event because it puts me in a safe space where I have a little bit more control over the circumstances and how much I have to be in the thick of things. So those are ways that I cope with it. But Know that about yourself. And it could be something that just right this time you're not capable of it, but in the future you will be capable of it. And it's just a matter of owning it and saying to yourself, you don't have to make a big dramatic story over it. You don't have to make excuses over it. You can just simply say, I'm sorry, I can't do that right now. Okay? So shield yourself. The next one that came up is emotional sensitivity. You see that? Yeah. Do you see how her wings are kind of wrapped around her and she's cozied up into a little tree branch there? Emotional sensitivity. She's burrowing, right? She's taking care of us. She's going in. Emotional sensitivity. When we are feeling emotionally sensitive, it's a time for us to kind of go within and honor the emotions we're feeling, let them acknowledge them and let them be, experience them and let them go, ask what wisdom they have to share with us. And standing in our own emotional identity. Remember, spirit talks to us a lot through our emotions, right? And emotional sensitivity is also about interacting with other people. So, going into environments that just I'm not comfortable being here, honor that. That's an emotional response. Doesn't have to have logic behind it. All right. You don't ever have to produce logic. You don't have to make an excuse. You don't have to justify anything. You're getting an emotional reaction. You need to withdraw and take care of it. You are emotionally sensitive right now and you need to be aware of that. So it's asking us to tap into our emotions and allow them to direct us a little bit more. So that's what emotional sensitivity is. So if you're feeling that way at all, honor it about yourself. It's okay. All right. Honestly, it's okay. And even if somebody does not understand on their side, that's their issues to deal with. All right. There's no justification in anybody else getting angry at you because you're taking the necessary steps you need to take care of yourself. And that emotional sensitivity is a very valid thing. Okay. So nobody has a right to make up some drama or anything else about it. Stand in your own needs. All right. Recognize that. And being emotionally sensitive, not only is this telling us to be aware of our emotions and honoring what we're feeling, but be aware of them in actually tapping into our emotions. And does this feel right? Does this feel like something that I need to do? Does this draw me in? Or is this, ooh, that's not right? Right? Our emotions will draw us towards something or push us away from something. Actually, if you stand and just take some 3 deep breaths, stand and ask yourself and feel, because it's an emotional feel, ask yourself, is this something that I should be, is this good for me? Is this something to pull away from? Ask yes or no. Your body will tell you, it'll lean towards what you want and it'll lean away from what you don't want, what's not good for you. So tap into that. All right. And then the final one is this. And this is cut your cords. Now, when I first really started healing myself and diving really deep into my spiritual journey, so I've always been a spiritualist, but the work I've been doing for the last 14, 15, well, 16, anyhow, the last 20 years, okay, has been pretty intense. I've done really, really deep, deep work to heal all sorts of parts of myself. Cutting your cords, this came up all the time for me. And it comes up for people all the time. It's something that actually I do quite often regularly. So this cutting your cords is actually, if you can see the card, it has again another archangel because this is an archangel deck, and he's got this giant sword. So this is Archangel Michael, and this is his sword. All right. And we often picture, we talk about him as a warrior, but his warrior, that sword, it's not a silver metallic sword that draws blood. Okay. It is actually a sword of light. And Archangel Michael is the head of the light warriors. These are the people that are engaging with the dark energies, and that sword pierces through darkness to shine light where it's needed. That's what that's about. And so when you take a sword, Archangel Michael takes the sword and he cuts cords. He's breaking the negative pattern of that cord, and he is it's almost like he zaps it with light and it goes boom back to both ends of the cord. So it heals right through to both ends of the cord. All right. Now, cords happen when we energetically exchange and engage with other people, and particularly when this taps into emotional drama. That's a real big clue. Drama is always a clue that there's a shadow happening. Cords are part of those shadow things I talk about. So when a cord is happening, you will be caught and drawn into somebody else's drama. You will feel that drama upon yourself. And quite often it can feel very engaging to us, but it's not healthy at the same time. And we know it's not. It's like that tantalizing piece of gossiping that goes on, right? It's kind of like that. Those create cords. But cords, it'll be like that gossiping, but it'll be like that even when you're not sitting around gossiping with your friends, which gossip is never good, right? But it's that kind of drama. And cords draw from each other. They pull energy back and forth between two people. Very unhealthy. Okay. Cutting cords comes when that card comes up. It's also talking about hooks. And hooks are when somebody daggers you with emotion. Okay. That's how I like to put it. So they lash out at you in some way, or they take an action in some way that attaches to you at a sensitive point and brings out that emotional part of you. And you're just like, oh, I can't get them out of my mind. They make me feel jealous, or they make me feel angry, random frustration, and I just can't seem to get over an issue, right? I can't let it go. Those are all signs of hooks and cords. And so they're very simple to cut, actually. My favorite technique, so you can do the one thing meditation, you can ask you ask Divine Spirit, ask Archangel Michael to use a sword to cut your cords and hooks, heal them back to root cause for both parties. I always like to put that intention to things because I want everybody to heal. I want all of humanity to rise, right? Rise in vibration as a whole. So you go back to root cause for both parties. And this doesn't matter if it's a mutual cord or if it's a drawing hook. Okay. And don't be so naive to think that you don't hook others. All right. Because we are human and part of the human experience. Just as someone can hook you, we've probably hooked somebody else in our lives. All right. Hopefully we become spiritually evolved enough that we're not doing it anymore. But don't be surprised if maybe you were the originator of a hook. Anyhow, so my favorite thing to actually do is I get in the habit is I hold my hand up like this, and I envision from my elbow right to the tip of my finger, I hold it poker straight, and I envision this to be Archangel Michael's sword of divine light. And I slice it in front of me. This is actually a Reiki technique. I slice it in front of me. I think it's in Qigong as well, and a few other different modalities. So you just slice it in front of you, literally like you're taking a samurai sword and you're cutting any cords that are between you and anyone else. And that's exactly the intention. And so that's what you do. You cut the cords so they're no longer. Now there's a follow-up that I like to do with this. And this actually, I think my sister-in-law taught me this years and years ago, a theta healer. And what she taught me is take your hands together, okay? Turn them sideways. So you got your fingertips against your wrist on both sides. Your palms are set together. All right. Rub them back and forth to build a little friction. Feel a little bit of heat going there. That's energy buildup. Okay. We want to do that. Now we're going to flip our hands over so that we are back to back, but our fingertips are still at the wrists, right? Back. And we're going to push away from us and pull towards us at the same time. And what we're doing is I separate my aura out from everyone else's aura. So you're pushing everyone else's aura away and pulling yours towards you so that they leave as them and I leave as me. Okay. It's something I do after every healing session. It's something I do quite often. I will do that, but when I come home before I enter my house. And I recommend people do that when they leave their work. So it's cut the cords and hooks. Generate some energy, separate my aura out from everyone else's aura so that I leave as me and they leave as them. Okay, and then thank you. Namaste. So those are just techniques for separating out your aura from others, from removing drama, from, I'll tell you one other thing with drama, when you have drama in relationships and stuff like that, because this is all a time that we really don't want to carry on this stuff. We want to end it. So another really great technique is to simply put it into prayer. Ask Divine Spirit, all right, shine the light on me and heal the drama story, the trauma and the drama that is here, the one that I'm holding in my heart between this person and that person, or around this event, or around that memory, whatever it be. Heal the trauma and the drama, leave the lesson. Okay, thank you for the experience. That's a little mini healing for you. Okay, so cut the cords, separate the aura. Namaste, Divine Spirit, please heal, remove the drama and the trauma from this heart issue, this relationship, this moment, whatever it is. Bless it, heal it back to root cause for all involved. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 3 times thank you is a great way to end things. There's a power behind 3, and one day I'll do a video about that, but there really is a power behind 3. There's a reason why we use 3 to invoke things as well as seal things. So there you go. Anyhow, that's my little live tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a few good tips out of it. And charge forward into December with joy in your heart, love all around you, and bless you all. Have a good night. How do I end this there? End video.